Welcome to this Citavi webinar. My name is Torgrim Sandvold, and you can contact me. So if you have any specific questions afterward, just send me an email at torgrim@Alfasoft.com. And you can also contact us by going to our website, Alfasoft.com/contact us. There you will find the phone numbers to our different locations in Europe. A little bit about us, Alfasoft. You probably know, but we are a distributor and reseller of software for researchers, students, and engineers and developers here in Europe. And please note that we do offer support. We have our help desk and knowledge base at support.alfasoft.com. And we can also do one-on-one consultation and remote support if needed. We also offer training. So on our website, you can find our regular free webinars and question and answer workshops. But we also offer one-on-one training, online training, and we can also come to your office to do in-house training if needed. Regarding this presentation, I'm using a mind map. As you can see, you can find both the presentation, and I also made a quick guide with everything I demonstrate and a little bit more actually during this presentation. There's a lot of features in Citavi, and remembering what menu option to choose for doing something can be hard. So if you go to this, for instance, alfasoft.click, I can actually take it up here. So alfasoft.click, and we can choose the Citavi guide. You will be greeted with this quick guide, and it's just to whatever you want to do, click. You see some of them have some notes, just click it to read it in the panel on the right. And also you can open these branches and get information. So in this case, in Citavi Desktop, choose File menu, and then the option New Product to create a new product in the software. So everything can be found by going to Citavi 7 guide or Citavi 7 webinar. That's actually this presentation also, if you want to see it. So what is Citavi? I like to say that it's actually 3 tools or software tools or apps, if you want. One is the Citavi Desktop app. It's window only, but you can also choose to only have the Citavi web. So it's both online and on Windows computers. And we also have an add-in to Word, the Citavi Word Assistant, to easily and fast insert citation while you write. And also there's an add in Chrome and Firefox. So when you are searching and browsing articles online, this will automatically pop up and you can download or add the references you have found directly to your product in Citavi. About Citavi Desktop, that's actually, and this is quite unique with the Citavi compared to other reference managers. Other reference managers usually only have a reference editor, so a database with all your articles and books and stuff. Citavi actually have also a knowledge organizer, so you can manage your knowledge, your notes, your annotations, your quotations, and everything. And it also has a task planner. So for instance, if you work in a team, you want your team members to review articles and stuff, you can add them as tasks. And it will be linked to the actual reference, so it's easy to pick up. And I think before I go any further, I will actually open Citavi so you can have a look at the interface here. And actually, I will create a new, so we will start from scratch, a new project. But please note that when you do, it can be if you click this cogwheel, you can do the options for your projects beforehand. So for instance, change language, you see it's in German, English, Spanish, French, Italian, Polish, and Portuguese. And also spelling, what language you want to use there. And I will also recommend you to click this options menu here and do and set them before you start a new project. So for instance, here, I will set my name. For some reason, it was my computer name. Yeah, and you have lots of options here. Most of them are self-explanatory. For instance, if you use LaTeX, you can choose it here. The most important here is if you want to create a local project, then I would recommend you to set where to save the local project. So for me, you can see I set it on the root on my local hard drive. And the reason for this is that for local projects, you shouldn't save them in a OneDrive or Google Drive or iCloud folder, because then these online sync service, they could damage or corrupt your files. So always think about that. Save in a folder on your local hard disk that is not synced by any other sync services. The backup, that's another part. I see that it has changed here, but so I will go and change it. That one you can put into your OneDrive. So I have already a folder here on my OneDrive. So the backup goes there and is synced by OneDrive. And the reason for this is I'm not using these files, it's just saving them. So if I needed to use them, if my main project got damaged or corrupted, then I go to my backup folder and transfer the backup to my local folder and then open it. So don't open and work with a Citavi project while in a sync folder. That's the rule. So please, before you start a new product, click this cogwheel, choose your languages, choose the options, and then you're ready to go. So I click this new project, and as you can see, I get two options, either a cloud project, then it will be in the cloud, or a local project. And what to choose here, if it's just you as a user, I would recommend a local. But if you work in a team and want to share it with others and stuff, then you're probably best off choosing the cloud project. And actually for this, I will choose the cloud project, and I can choose Demo 2025 as the name. Click OK, and hopefully I will pop up with my new project. So it's preparing everything. And there we go. So here is the desktop application of Citavi. And as I said, what's unique with Citavi is these three. You have the reference editor here, and you have the knowledge manager, and you have the task planner. And as you can see also lately, they added an AI assistant. That's mainly for search. Please note also, every time you start it, so for the first time of the day, you have to confirm these AI terms. So click the checkbox, click the AI terms link, then go back to your Citavi app and click OK, and you're good to go for the rest of the day. I go back to my presentation. I also want to just briefly show you another web, how that looks, the user interface here. So it's a bit more basic, but you have all the needed features, adding references, importing and organizing your references. And as you can see, you have the reference here. Here you have the knowledge, and here you have the tasks. But as you can see, I don't have any references yet, so we will add that later on. About licenses for Citavi. So there's 3 license types. You can either just buy the desktop app or the Citavi web app, or both. And when it comes to pricing, there's a student license, academic, government, and commercial licenses for this. Then about the library, or the project, I would rather say. That's the name of the library in Citavi. It's a highly fast and efficient database tool, the reference editor. It's using SQLite. And I read online that about 25,000 references in a library is the maximum. But this is highly dependent on what kind of content you have. If you have video files and big PDFs, of course, that's going to be more resourceful. And it's also dependent on the RAM, the memory you have on your computer, and the processor speed and stuff. So please also note that there's a free trial version. It can have max 100 references, but then you can test this out. You have access to all the features. And I also added a link to the trial, or you can visit our Citavi product page. There's access to the free trial versions. Yeah, file size limit for PDFs or attachment, 50 for regular attachments, 100 megabytes for PDFs. And when you buy a license, you also get 5 GB of free cloud storage, and you can extend that if needed. You can have unlimited number of projects, but I might recommend you to use only one. I have a lot of support. They have many projects, and they sometimes do wrong. They thought they did add references to project A, but it should have been B and stuff. So yeah. And if you have cloud products, please note that you can share it with an unlimited number of team members, and you can collaborate on the references. So to start a new project, I already did that, but also when you're inside Citavi, file new project. Do the project settings as I showed you. You can either do it beforehand, as I did in the welcome screen, or you can find the same settings here under the tools menu options. So you can do them afterwards here. Sharing for a local project, if you save your project on a shared drive, there's maximum 4 of your team members that can have the project open simultaneously. But for cloud products, it's unlimited. And please note that you can also, for each team member, you can assign which role, privileges they're going to have, project leader, author, or reader. And I also here explain the difference. So project leader is basically the same as an owner. It's a co-owner. Author have all access to every feature, but can't add new team members. And reader can't change anything, but can do searches, insert citations, and stuff from it. So that's the difference between them. Then the panes, I'm going to show them in here. But I think I need a reference first, so you can see when we have some metadata here. It's better to see it like that. And actually, I think I will go and just fetch a book about learning on Amazon. So here I click the hardcover to find the ISBN number. So I guess it doesn't matter, so I can take this one. And then there's a special feature here for adding new references just by the DOI number or ISBN. So I click that and I click add. And here it found it. I click import. And so now we have one reference in our library. Let's go back here. So the panes, let me just open everything here. If we start with the reference content, we have access to 35 different reference types and 47 fields. In addition, you have these rating fields and red-blue labels. I can show you these. And these fields you will find here in the reference pane and the content pane. So you see the content has abstract, table content, and your own evaluations you can add to the reference. It's a little bit hard to see, but these buttons, it's these two. So what you use them for is up to you. Usually it's the red flag is this need attention. And the circle, many use them as read or unread. But you can of course use them as you like, these two. And then we have so the first one pane is of course the overview. This is not a scientific journal article, so it doesn't have any abstract and keywords and stuff added, but that I can add. And then we have all the fields here and the context. So the context is kind of where you categorize this. And I think I can do that straight away to make categories. And it doesn't matter if you are here in the reference editor or in the knowledge manager. You can create the categories in any of these panels. So I think I will start. I just right click here and click new category. I can start with my paper. So it will have abstract. And now please note that these have most of the most used features in Citavi have a shortcut. So I will use this Control-Shift-. So introduction, you can just methods and results. So I will just make a basic structure for this and then discussion. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can also add a reference list. And we typically would also have tables and figures like this. So that's if I'm writing an article, then I typically would create a structure like this for my paper. But more generally, I add a new sorry, that was not my intention. Delete. I want to make a new tree or main category. So I think I start here. I also like to use knowledge types. So subcategory, for instance, claims, evidence, data. I just call it data. That could be tables, data analysis, and stuff. So yeah, I can have these three for now. What's important here is that you use, and I think every researcher have a different system to categorize their items. But my thinking is that in the future he will ask, so for this, we are researching memory and retention in learning. So my future me would probably ask what claims are made on learning and retention. So that's why I want to also categorize them there. So I easily can ask this question to my knowledge management, and he will pop up with everything, every reference, every PDF of this. Yeah, I think, typically I would also have topics. So I can just add some here. Sorry, You can also click, hold, and drag and replace them like this and move them around in Citavi. So yeah, memory and learning. Yeah, I think I just keep them like that. So now I'm ready. Now I made my categories here, the trees. So to explain these three, because there's actually three ways of categorizing things in Citavi. It's the keywords, and that's kind of like tagging. You probably know this. It's just a one-dimensional list, really. So for this, for instance, I will have learning. And please note in Citavi, everything, if you have multiple authors, keywords, or whatever items in a field, use the semicolon to separate them. I know this book is also a lot about memory, and yeah, I can add more later. So that's keywords. Tagging, just think of tagging as the categorization here. Categories, on the other hand, as you've seen, you can have subcategories and as much as you like, so it's hierarchical. So I will add this book to, and here it will look up. So here I will add it to references for my paper. So 1.6, or I could also write references. And as you can see, Citavi looks it up automatically for me, and just click it and it's added like that. I will also add it to memory and learning like this. And then you have groups. Groups is kind of broad. I know that a lot of people use it in Teams, so they have collections of references, for instance, where they put it in groups. It's also one-dimensional, so it's just a list of the groups you choose, but it's another way of categorizing your references. And please also note that you can actually reference. So this reference links to, and this reference is linked from. So you can look up the reference list and link to the others and stuff. So you have kind of bidirectional linking between your references and knowledge item by using this. The quotations and comments, actually, I can add a local file here. I have the book. So I will go to learning. Here it is. And Citavi will process this, and hopefully we will see it. Yeah, so here we go. So I can just add one item. For instance, this one. So I just click, hold, and mark whatever text bits or paragraphs I want to add as quotations or comments to my reference. And in this case, I can choose actually, yeah, so direct citation, then you will see it pops up like this. And then as you can see down here, I can add the keywords. So I categorize it straight away. And also put them into the correct category, subcategory here. For this, I can have them in, I can take it there. And actually, here are some claims made, so I can also add it there. But I will do that per claim later. Here's 3 claims actually. So yeah, so that's how you add direct quotations. And as you can see, you can also have indirect quotation where you elaborate and write your own text on this. You can also do a summary, your own summary, or actually also you can have AI summarize this. And let's try that for this case. Actually, I will do the preface. So I have some Let's see if I can do it like this. Oh, yeah, let's do just the first part. I click the AI summarize. And as you can see, it generated it for me. And please note that for every summary you do by AI, Citavi adds the AI column in front of it. So you see that this is actually generated by AI and not yourself. So, and you can, of course, change anything you like here. I will just like this. Yes. Let's see here. So quotations, yeah, the last pane, let's see that. That's the task and locations. And to add a task, you can either go to the task pane here. It looks like this. So much like a regular planner, where you can add tasks to yourself or your team members. So, and you can also add it when you're working with a reference, like I am. So just click the task here, review this book, add notes, the status and stuff. Click OK. Is it because no short title? I'm not sure. I have to research that to find. Usually it should be easy just to add tasks to books, and you can also do it from here. So yeah. Oh, time is running too quickly. Yeah, and the last pane here, the preview pane. So let me select here, where you can read the actual article, or in this case, the book, and do your annotation, comments, and insert direct citation like this. And actually, for this, since we have this, I would like to add claims to my article. I think I can do it twice, because first, to be useful, learning requires memory. So that's a claim that I will add to, I can add it to the introduction. And also, of course, the claims. And then second, we need to keep learning and remembering all our lives. I will add that too. And this also to the introduction and to claims. So, and the last claim here, third, learning is an acquired skill. So let me see. So this goes about metacognition. So, and I do the same, 1.2 and 2.1, like this. So now I added some, if you go to the knowledge manager, and you can see when I open my paper and go to the introduction section, here are my 3 knowledge items that I added to this section. And you will also find them since I added them to claims here. So that's the panes, reference and contents with all the fields, the context, categorizations, your own quotation and comments, tasks, and the preview pane. And just, I struggle a little bit with this. There's a lot of features and buttons and options here in Citavi. If you have a reference and you have the PDF on your local computer and you want to add it to your reference, you go to the content, the reference pane here, and down below here, you have local file. So if you click this button, you can pick it up from your computer and it will be added to this. So that's the manual way of doing it, if find full text can't find it automatically. Then we have references. So how to add references. The first one is, of course, manually entering a new reference. Then you go to reference, new reference by hand, choose the reference type. You can choose a journal article. And then you start entering the metadata you have on this. And you can see it's the most important fields are shown here, but if you need more, you click the more fields. Just when you write something in there, they will be added to your reference pane, but you can also add them by checking these boxes on the right, whatever field you need. Yeah, and you also have the content where you can add table of contents, abstract, and your own visualization. The most important part here is probably the author field. When you enter our author by hand in Citavi, it's last name, comma, first name, or initials. So for me, it will be like this, and then let's pretend I also have Ole as my name. Then you can write this like this or this. The initial. Citavi will understand that these are initials. But if you have the full name, please enter it. Then some styles use initials, some bibliography styles, and some use the full name. So then Citavi can use both for you. And if you have multiple authors, as I said, semicolon is the limiter for this here. So I can add one more here like this, and yeah, we're good to go. And you can also click this author, and then you have these fields, abbreviation, prefix, and suffix for this. For instance, if it's junior or senior or doctor or something, then you can add that information also here. And then basically it's just filling out metadata you have on this article or book. I would like to say that if you do any formatting, for instance, enter bold text or italic and stuff, please note that when you do, it will always come out in the bibliography at the end when it's formatted as you have written it. So if you choose to have bold text for title or some words in the title, it will also come out as that. So usually I don't recommend that. Have plain text, and Citavi formatting will do this for it, depending on the bibliographic style you've chosen. So yeah, so that's manual. We also have import via text file. It's not that normal today. I think 20 years ago, this was the usual way of doing it. But I can show you, we will be presenting the research AI tool Citavi. So actually I can show you here just how you do it here, because here you can or must do it via text file. I know I don't remember the search I did. Yeah, this is semantic, so I can just ask it questions. So I can ask it, what are the most efficient methods for learning? No, for retention. Efficiency, and I will add here learning, like this. And then Citavi will do a deep research on this, and this of Citavi is specialized on research material only. And you can learn more about it in the webinar at 2 o'clock later today. But while it's doing, this takes some time. So while it's doing that, I will jump to the next method, which is import via web browser. And we can test Google Scholar for this. Yeah, I have Norwegian, so I will go to my options and language, and I can change it to English like this. Yeah, I can just do a broad search of information. And as you can see here, when I have this Citavi picker installed, when I'm on a page where it finds reference information, it automatically adds these buttons, as you can see here. And if I open it, I can just choose whichever I want to add to my open project. or you can just click these buttons on the actual web page. And as you can see, now it's imports it to my open project. And hopefully when I go back to my project, you will see that it's added the reference with all the metadata like this. Yeah, lastly, we have 4 other methods. We can either do it by ID. As you saw, I just took this make a stick book, found the ISBN number, then went to references and retry by ID. You also have a button here. Enter the ISBN number, and as you can see, you can also use the DOI number or the PubMed ID if you have that, and it will automatically download the metadata for you. We also have by file, and now maybe it's finished its report. So I will go back to, so here's my full report. And as you can see, it discusses this and it will always link to the claims it makes here in the conclusion. And if I want to add these, I can export them. And if you have an online database library that needs to do this by text file, I would recommend you to do a Google search. So just the name of the database or online library, import text file Citavi, and then you will probably find a university resource or some other person who has written how you do it, because this differs a lot between database to database. But in this case, I have an export button here top right. And you see we can both have it as tabular data, CSV file, bibtex, and Citavi can do actually all of these 3, but the most common is RAS. So I will choose that. I just download it, and then to import it, go to your project, choose File, Import. And as you can see, there's lots of different options here. I will choose RAS. And then RAS. And browse to my file like this. Next. And it asks me what's the format of the authors. As you can see, it's last name, first name, same as Citavi. So I just click next. And here I can choose to add everyone like this. And please note that you can select Control A to select, hold the Control key to select, or if you want someone in interval, click the first one in the list and then hold the Shift key and the last one. And then it's just click holding and you can add them to a category here on your left. By online search, yeah, you saw it for Google Scholar. It's basically the same, for instance, PubMed. Just do your search. These Citavi picker icons will come up, or you can open the Citavi picker in your Chrome or Firefox, and then just export them to your library. And then the last option here, you can use the new AI assistants, which actually connects to Semantic Scholar. So that's this last panel here. So I can, and here you can just ask natural language questions. So what's the latest research studies and retention? I can choose here PDF only and do the search. It seems like oh, there it came. Can I go back and do, I don't know why when I click, why it wouldn't do this. Maybe it's the column. No, I'm not sure. But as you can see here, I got some results, and then it's just a matter of selecting which reference you want to add to your product. And it will download it, as you can see here. and then you can add it to the project. I think it has, my Citavi today has some connection errors. Usually I should have a lot more than this, but we got an example, so that's good. And like that, I've added the two references to my project, like that. And now, oh, I see the time is really going too fast for me. To import PDFs, we had a find full text options. And when it works, just select some text, click the find full text, do the search, and now it works. That's good. So when it finds the full text, it will automatically download it when I click the add button. And also if it finds some just the URL, it will add it to my reference, so I have access to it. I can open and go and buy the full text if needed. So as you can see here, it found it for 4 of these 6. I click add, and you can see the icon now. It's added to my references. So it's processing, and you have it here like that. Yeah, please also note there's an add-on. So if you already have a PDF, so you have it in folders and subfolders on your computer, you can use this to automatically add categories. So, but for regular, just file, import, PDF files, you can choose a single or folder and subfolders, and we import them directly. Yeah, I see the time is running out. I wanted to show you also Word document, how this works. So let's just briefly jump into Word, have a new document. And to use Citavi when it's installed, you will see that you have an extra menu ribbon here on the top. And here I can also open the Citavi pane, choose the project. So I would choose this. And then as you can see, I get the full category, the knowledge trees, access to them directly from my Word. So either you can just, so let's add, here's a sentence with a citation like this. Put your cursor where you want to insert the citation. Do a search, or you can just navigate to the reference and then double click it, and it will be inserted and formatted in the style you've chosen. You can see here is the Citavi default style. I will change that to, let's try the API. American, I don't remember the name, American, there you have it, English. Apply, and now it will be available for me in this list since I've used it, so it's easy to find. And as you can see, just by changing the bibliography styles, in a second, everything, the citation formatting and the reference list formatting, everything changes in my document. But also, let me take up Word again, just to show you the advantages of the knowledge management. So please note that you can also, when you build your own knowledge tree or categories and subcategories here, you can also just add them. So I can click my paper here, right click, and as you can see here, I have different options. I will insert categories and knowledge items, and here you have lots of options for what you clear and not. And I will take subcategories from the current category only. Now, current category and its subcategories. So, and as you can see, then Citavi makes the structures my document as I have done it in my categories in Citavi, and makes these headings for it. And it also inserts all the knowledge items I might have added to different sections of my paper. And at the end, it adds the bibliography. Let me see. change this. I will change to upper 7th like this. And please note, if you want to change the location of the reference, the bibliography, just mark everything, Control X or cut, and then add it to wherever you like in the document. By default, Citavi will always put it in the last section of your document, but you can just cut and paste it wherever you like, and it will stay there also when you insert other citations. Yeah, the time went really quickly. I'm sorry. Just one last thing about this. When you're finished, maybe you want to send the document to others you don't have Citavi or had other reference management or other word editors. My recommendation is to convert it to plain text. So you remove the field codes, the linking to Citavi, so it will not cause any problems. And then you can do the last changes also. It's just plain text, so then you can write and modify as you like. And the option for this is here on the convert. And then you have the option here to save a copy as static text. Then it will save a copy. It will look exactly the same as this document, but with no links. So it will not turn brown and link to Citavi when this happens. So it's just 2 minutes left. I'm sorry, the time went far too fast for me today. Please also note I've added some resources here to the Citavi knowledge base, user manual, etc. So you will find them here also. And the link to this, so alfasoft.click/Citavi7 guide for the guide and Citavi7 webinar for this webinar, the thing you're looking at now. Ooh, sorry, but I think I have to stop there and prepare for our next presentation. Thank you for attending and have a nice day.